how to gain weight in a healthy way, and how to eat enough. If you're not looking to gain weight currently, I still think this video could be helpful because I'm going to be going over certain concepts of healthy eating, balanced eating, energy dense food, having like which snacks to have, and things like that. What are the consequences of being underweight? Being underweight is like defined as having a BMI under 18. As you know, I'm not the biggest fan of BMIs. I definitely think you can have a BMI under 18 and be perfectly healthy and not underweight. So just keep that in mind, but that is the way that it is defined. Being underweight is definitely associated with greater risks of early death and also things like infections, bone issues, fertility issues, problems with your immune system. So it's really important that you try to maintain a healthy weight throughout your life. Now, you can be underweight for many different reasons, and if you're severely underweight, or if you have something like a serious condition or an eating disorder or like a certain sickness, of course, please go seek help from a doctor to help you go through that. But if you're just looking to gain a little bit of weight in order to, feel better in your body or do better at sports or whatever reason, whatever personal reason you may have, then this video can help. How to eat for healthy weight gain. Start out with healthy, balanced meals. Wanting to gain weight doesn't mean that you should just fill up on junk food or whatever food you're currently craving. Like I always say, for weight loss, the goal should never be the weight. The goal should be to eat healthy, and then when you do that, the weight should naturally come on or off depending on where you're at. So even if you're looking to gain weight, you should still be eating a lot of whole, minimally processed foods, such as plenty of fruit and vegetables, whole grains such as brown rice, whole wheat pasta, whole wheat bread, oatmeal, buckwheat, bulgur, quinoa, beans and legumes, nuts and seeds. And then with that in mind, you can focus on the foods that are energy dense, meaning that a small amount of food will give you a lot of calories and good nutrients. Those energy dense foods include grains, again, like whole wheat pasta, oats, brown rice, also starchy vegetables like potatoes, sweet potatoes, squash. Nuts are also a very energy dense foods. There's so many different types of nuts: walnuts, peanuts, hazelnuts, cashews, macadamia nuts, Brazil nuts, almonds, and those nuts can also be turned into nut butter, or you can just buy pre-made nut butter, and that is also very energy dense and a great option to if you're looking to gain weight. Dried fruit as well, raisins, dried apricots, dried figs, dates, anything like that. Seeds are great as well to sprinkle on for some extra energy. Oils like olive oil and avocado oils, and if you're more interested in learning about which oils you should be consuming, you can check out the video I made on oils right here. There's also foods like chocolate, avocados, and granola, and like trail mixes with a bunch of different nuts and dried fruits and pretzels and things like that in there. There are a bunch of different foods that are pretty energy dense that you can easily add to your meals, and we're going to talk about how to add them just in a little while. And also, if you eat animal products, you can also, lots of meat are pretty high in fat and protein, and that can help you gain weight. And also products like butter and whole fat milk, cheese, all of these things. It's really important that you start out by eating these energy dense foods that we talked about first, because if you start eating the nutrient dense foods that take up lots of volume and that have very little calories, then you're gonna have lots less room for the rest of the food that's actually gonna make you gain weight. For instance, if you want to eat like a big salad with fruit and veggies, and then you also want to eat like some pasta with cheese, or you want to eat some bread and nut butter, you have to start out with these, because if you fill yourself up with the salad, it's going to take lots of volume in your stomach and you're less likely to have room for the rest of the foods. Sneak in more ingredients into your meals. When you're trying to gain weight, it can be a good idea to try to sneak in certain ingredients into your meal without realizing it that much. Some easy ways to do that, or for instance, to add like an extra egg to an omelet, omelet that you're making, or adding extra cheese in your pasta dish, adding an extra spoon of nut butter to your toast, eating bigger pieces of fruit like bigger bananas, bigger apples, putting more olive oil in your salad, putting more avocado on your toast, putting more nuts and seeds into your salads, put more honey in your yogurt, put more cream in your coffee. There's just so many little things that you can do to kind of boost the energy content of the foods you're eating without realizing it too much. I also suggest eating like handfuls of nuts and seeds and dried fruit as a snack or as a dessert, or just any time that you feel like it, because those are really rich in calories and in nutrients. It's just a really easy way to boost your weight gain in a very healthy way. There's also things that you can sneak into your smoothies or like your soups. They're really easy vessels to just put more food in. So to your smoothies, don't hesitate to add more banana, to add some oats, and to add some nut butter. Those are really easy ways to boost the energy content again. And then to your soups, you can also add like coconut milk or any type of milk or cream or cheese, or even you can mix nuts and then put them in your soup as well. Basically, anytime you can sneak in a little more food, do it. Have multiple little meals and snacks. Eating little snacks can be easier than eating full whole meals when you're trying to gain weight and you don't feel that hungry. Sometimes your stomach just can't handle all the food from a meal at once, and it's better to break it down. I know that some people, they only need to wait like 30 minutes to 1 hour before they're able to eat again after feeling super full. So you can use that to your advantage, and you can either break down your meals into smaller portions, or you can have little snacks instead of them, or you can have little snacks in between your meals, just anything that can make it easier and kind of break the meal down. Some snacks I recommend are spreading lots of nut butter on bread, dipping fruit in nut butter as well, having some bananas with chocolate, dipping some veggies in hummus or tahini, having some oatmeal with some fruit and nuts. There are a bunch of options that you can have throughout your day to gain weight in a healthy way. What to eat when nothing sounds good. Sometimes the issue may be that you want to gain weight and you're actually pretty hungry, but just nothing sounds good to eat, and you just feel like you want to skip this meal because nothing really sounds appetizing. So here are a few things that you can do if this happens. It's important that you always have some meal options, or even better, ready to go meals on hand at all times. Sometimes the idea of cooking something when it doesn't sound even that good to eat is just overwhelming, and you can find yourself skipping meals pretty easily. So make sure that you always have super easy ingredients that you can make quick meals with, or even better, if you're able to meal prep and have that ready for those days when you know that you're going to be too lazy or tired to cook, and that can prevent you from skipping meals and then help with the weight gain. I say this all the time, but I really suggest cooking a little bit more than what you usually would eat, and then storing that in the fridge or in the freezer so that you know that you always have an option on hand if you were to not want to cook anything. Another thing that you can do is to turn to your all-time favorite food. Sometimes when nothing sounds good to eat and you know that you just have to eat for the energy and for the weight gain, eating the foods that it's always going to make you feel happy and satisfied is the way to go. Even if it's not like the healthiest food, that's fine. For instance, for me, it's pasta. I know that if I am just tired of cooking and I don't feel like cooking anything and nothing seems appetizing, I'm just gonna have some mac and cheese and I'm gonna be totally fine. And it's good to have this as a last resort option instead of not eating anything and skipping a meal. And I made an entire video on what to eat when nothing sounds good that you can check out right here or in the description if you want to learn more about that. How to deal with not feeling hungry. Sometimes the issue may be that you just don't feel hunger and it's really difficult for you to eat your meals and then to put on that weight. Here are a few different reasons why you could not be feeling hunger and what to do in those situations. The first and most obvious reason may be that you just aren't physically hungry. Maybe you've eaten enough, you've eaten to satiety, and in that case, it's just that your weight is lower than what you want it to be. But if it's really, really important to you to gain weight, then I suggest doing the things that I talked about above. So having the nutrient-dense foods, sneaking in foods to smoothies, adding more food when you can so that you don't really realize it too much, separating your bigger meals into smaller more snacks so that you're able to eat more and gain more weight. Another reason why you may not feel hunger may be because you're not really in tune with your hunger cues, and this can happen after a long time of overlooking them because of like diet culture. So whenever your body was telling you that you were hungry, you would be like, no, I don't want to listen to that. So that may be a reason. And in this case, I really suggest turning to intuitive eating, and I have a whole playlist on intuitive eating right here or in the description. Another reason why you may not be feeling hunger currently may be because you're dealing with like a strong emotion, either something really difficult that happened in your life or just current stress, anything like that. And in that case, it's kind of the same as if your physical hunger isn't there. It's important that you try to sneak in food as much as you can, that you try to eat energy dense foods, and that you really commit to having at least multiple snacks a day, multiple meals, that you're on kind of like a schedule, and that you don't let yourself go a few hours and even days sometimes for some people without eating. And finally, a reason why you may not be feeling hunger may be because you have a health condition. So in that case, of course, please visit your doctor. And if you want more information on what to do when you don't feel hunger, I made an entire video on that you can check out right here or in the description. What about exercise? I know exercise can be a question because we say that if you want to lose weight, then you should exercise as part of your diet plan, but you also know that if you want to gain muscle, you should also exercise. So what should you do? Well, you definitely don't want to stop exercising. Exercising has so many health benefits, and as we were saying, health should be the main focus of this and not weight as usual. But if you're looking to optimize your exercise for weight gain, then I suggest doing a little bit less cardio and like aerobic exercises, which are real weight burners. So you can do some like push-ups and pull-ups and some like weightlifting, some squats, some heavy lifting if you're into that, some light lifting if you're not into that. And again, there are so many great videos that you can watch to build muscle if that's what you're looking for. So make sure to check that out. Not my videos, just saying. Videos on YouTube. So in short, to gain weight in a healthy way, make sure that you're eating full balanced meals, that you're adding energy dense foods to them and sometimes sneaking them in, that you're being intentional with the foods that you consume, like the order that you consume your foods in, that you're having multiple snacks and little meals to make it easier for your body, and of course that you're not forgetting about exercise. And finally, this is the same as when you're looking to lose weight. The most important thing is your general lifestyle. So you need to make sure that you're still sleeping well, that you're taking care of your mental health, that you're taking some time for self-care, that you're spending time outside, spending time with loved ones, doing fun things that you enjoy. And finally, make sure that you're not obsessing over it, that you're really focusing on your health first and then hoping that the weight gain will follow, because you don't want to be doing like unhealthy things like eating tons and tons of like supplements and powders or junk food or things like that in order to gain weight. That will not be healthy, and that's not what you want. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like it and subscribe, and see you on my next one. Bye.